It's time once again to slip into your camo, grab your bow, and join us out in the field for another episode of the Up North Journal, presented by PSE Archery. The Up North Journal crew is knocked and ready to rock for another exciting adventure. So let's step outside and hit the trail.
This episode is brought to you by PSE Archery,
Black Eagle Arrows,
Cabela's,
Antler Action,
Spot Shooter Archery,
Tom's Custom Turkey Calls,
Family Traditions Tree Stands,
Badass Slingshots,
and Mossy Oak.
Welcome back, Up North Journal Podcast, another episode. We are still at the lodge. If you listened to last week's show, you know that we've been on a long fishing trip, and we've kicked Dan out of the lodge. Mara is taking over.
Yeah.
So Dan's behind us pacing anxiously.
yeah,
Worried about his chair, but no, we want to get back into the last couple of days, or the last day that we did our fishing trip. But we got Jake sitting down now, so Mara and I are going to talk to Jake and to Cody about the way things kind of rolled through. But Jake, this is your first Up North Journal trip with the crew.
Yeah.
What did you think about the whole experience?
It's definitely fun. I mean, I'm glad I came.
Yeah.
It was definitely an experience I probably won't forget.
You almost backed out on us.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you came. Now, you caught your biggest fish this week as well. Am I right?
Yeah.
Was that today or was that yesterday?
I think it was today.
Today? Okay. So we went back to Long Lake. That's kind of where we left off. We were going to go back to Long Lake. Cody, you figured you knew where the fish were at. You're going to get us back out there. Yep.
But the weather was a lot different today on Long than when it was. I mean, I know it was different on Hubbard and Fletcher's also, but it was way different conditions on Long Lake, and I think that affected the fishing a lot.
Yeah, that's fishing. It's different every day, and I caught a lot of fish on that Ned rig, and you guys, I feel I had more bites on Ned rig than you guys had on the Wacky rig. And today they were kicking.
Yeah,
but I cut the thing off through to the bottom.
Okay, so the first couple of days you were running the other rig, and you thought that was working better for you. Okay.
In the windier conditions, right?
Yep.
And then today, when it was like glass and real hot, and very sunny, the Wacky rig was doing a lot better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah, talking about sunny, I got burnt.
Oh no,
I got torched. Well,
I shouldn't have worn the V-neck.
You're right. Yeah, Jake's got a red V right on his chest. It looks like somebody tatted you up, but. I was using sunscreen, and I forgot when you're wearing shorts, when you sit down, the leg slides up. Well, that's the part that got burnt, and I didn't notice it until it was too late.
Probably right in the bend of your knee, too.
Yeah, right on the kneecaps. Yeah, it doesn't feel good.
Hopefully it doesn't blister or anything like that.
It's
don't
not
fall
feeling.
on the carpet.
No,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
no. I feel like somebody lit me on fire. But now I was optimistic today going out. I was thinking, we hit them hard. And I figured we were going to have the same type situation going out. But it just didn't work out that way. I don't know. You guys did pretty good, though. You did.
I did pretty good.
Even though you said you switched.
Yeah.
You switched baits.
We fished a lot longer, but slowly the numbers started creeping up.
Mm-hmm.
And there was just that right angle on those shelves that was working.
Okay.
And it put quite a few fish in.
Now, we got out late that first day.
Mm-hmm.
On Long Lake. Do you think angle of the sun, you talked a little bit about that before, do you think that had anything to do with it? Because it was so sunny out?
It could have, or just the school of fish moved somewhere else.
Okay.
We could have been on a big school. But I'd say the weather conditions slowed the bite down.
Okay.
But we did the right thing. We switched up. We slowed everything down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that's probably how you caught your big fish today. You were real slow.
Yeah, we were together in the same boat because I let Dan get in the bass boat, and we were just casually casting, and I just hooked the big one.
Yeah. Yeah, we switched it up, let Dan take the fast ride.
Mm-hmm.
How'd that work out for you, Dan?
Awesome.
So, and that was neat that Jake and I were in the boat together. We kind of had that father-son time, doing our thing. I put him on the trolling motor. He's never really worked the trolling motor. He's asking me, I was like, hey, no better time than present to learn.
Sure.
And figure out how to stay in line with you guys and what you were doing and putting yourself in a position to be able to present the bait to the fish. And, you did a pretty good job. You were having a little problem, though. You got broke off 3 or 4 times a day.
Yeah, it was just, I don't know what it was. Probably just rushing it.
Yeah,
letting wear down and get tired.
But you hooked into some pretty good fish as well. How many fish you catch today?
Probably 6, 7, 8. I don't
Okay.
know, somewhere in there.
All right. What'd you wind up with, Cody?
I think 15 or 16.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was kind of, going back to the water clarity thing, it was really cool today how we could see those big rock shelves where when it was a little windier, 2 days ago, or 2 days prior, I should say, you could see them a little bit from a distance, but not nearly like we could see on that last day on Long Lake. It was crazy. And like you said, you just turned your graphs off and kind of eyeballed it. And those boulders were just so big. We found crazy.
The thing that got me today that I noticed was I think it was a mayfly hatch since the first day we were out.
Yeah, that's right.
And they were all over the water, and you guys were catching them, and you said the bellies were full. They were spewing mayflies.
Yeah, they were.
I think they were mayflies.
Had to be.
Yeah, because, there were a few when we were there the first time, but the second time, the water was, like, covered in them, especially later in the day. So I don't know if they were blowing in or more were hatching or what was going on, but you couldn't reel in without them getting tangled in that last eyelet of your rod, and they were getting on the line. And I don't know if that contributed maybe to the little bit of the goopy goo in the water and
The goopy
made it
goo.
a little bit hard to
Right.
see, but it was weird.
Well, do you
really
think
weird.
that slowed the bite down because they were feeding on something else?
It could have been. I don't know if, when we catch a bass, Mara's seen it, they were just regurgitating so much stuff. It's regurgitated, so I couldn't really tell what it was. But if they were eating the mayflies, all I had to do was open their mouth and they were full.
Right.
So that could have affected it. Or if the bait fish they were eating on them, then they were easier targets.
What they were spitting up was almost like a pinkish color.
Yeah, it's hard to say
It
what
was
they...
a pinkish brown. And I know some were eating crawdads because I had a crawdad pincher hit the deck of the boat. So I know that contributed also.
Yeah, I don't know if they eat them. I'm going to look into that, see if they actually eat them or... I imagine that they would.
Yeah. It's weird. I've seen them spit up before when we're fishing tournaments, but nothing like what I saw today. It was kind of gross.
Something else you pointed out when we were catching them, and I don't know if you guys noticed it, but there'd be a school with them. You hook one and you catch 5. Or no, not catch 5, but there'd be like 5 there.
Right. Yeah.
And then they found
And
the
they'd
boat.
follow. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly right. They would follow that fish up to the boat.
I've seen that several times.
I think if they wouldn't have done that, it could have caught most of those fish. But that
They
little
saw us.
bachelor group they were with, like, oh crap.
The boat.
Frank just got taken to the surface. We need to get out of here.
Yeah.
It seemed like every time we looked back, though, you had a fish on.
Yeah, it was a good day. I caught 2 crappie. That was my big catch of the day.
That's right. You
Yeah.
did catch some crappie out there.
Off them boulders.
Funny.
But it reminded me of when I was a kid and I was fishing with my granddad because and it being Father's Day weekend and all, it was pretty cool because that was his favorite thing to fish for was crappie. We get in his bass boat and we'd hit the river and fly down the river and get set up and fish a hole and clean it out and then go to the next one. And to me that was my childhood in the summers down in Alabama was doing that. So it brought back some good memories for me.
That's good.
So you ready to go back, Jake? Hit it again? You
Yeah.
think? You want to come back up again and do it?
In a heartbeat.
In a heartbeat.
Good.
It's a good time. We got a couple other things I want to talk about here that happened around camp and some different things that we've learned.
A lot of fishing at camp.
Yeah, a lot of fishing. You guys had some firsts here, and so did Dan, and so did myself. So let's take our first break. When we come back, we'll cover some of those things. We'll be right back after this.
I shoot PSE because I like one pin to 40 yards.
I shoot PSE for the perfect combination of feel and performance.
I shoot PSE because you can shoot lighter poundage and increase arrow speed.
I shoot PSE for the fastest bows on the planet. I shoot PSE because my livelihood depends on my bow.
I shoot PSE because better engineering makes a better bow.
I shoot PSE.
I shoot PSE.
I shoot PSE. I shoot PSE.
Experience PSE. Experience performance.
We know the future of hunting depends on our nation's youth. But did you know that in many states, it's illegal for you to take your son or daughter hunting until the age of 12 or even older? As a result, we have fewer young hunters, and the Families Afield program is designed to eliminate those barriers. Hunting is safe, and the safest hunters afield are young people with adult mentors. Visit our website at familiesafield.org to find out how you can bring more families afield.
All right, my friends from Ohio, did you have fun?
Oh my goodness. I don't know if I've ever had so much fun on a fishing trip.
It was a blast. I love it up here.
This is a close call with Lake Erie, the amount of fun we have.
Absolutely.
I'd say I like it a little more probably, especially being at the Deer Lodge.
Yeah. I enjoy the views, and you know, when you're on Lake Erie, you don't see nothing but seagulls.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of smelly and
it's just, I love it up here.
Yeah.
There's something, I don't know, something about northern Michigan that doesn't. Danny and I have talked about this many times. It's the smells you smell, the things you hear, the things you see. It's just, it's soul cleansing. You know, it's just raw nature at its best.
Even when we were rolling in at, what was it, a 1:30 a.m. coming down the 2-track to get to the Deer Lodge, and it was, you know, pitch dark, but in the headlights I could see the pine forests and everything, and I'm like, this is so different. I'm so used to just flat, boring, hardwood Ohio, and, you know, I'm like, the hunting up here, I'm like, it's got to be great. And that was before I even saw it in daylight. I thought it was beautiful. So I was just astounded. I thought it was just awesome. I've never seen anything like it.
Well, and you get to see one of our resident deer. You got to see Socks several times.
Yeah, I saw her like 3 times, and a couple fawns.
Yeah, little bitty one.
Yeah, a little tiny one, and a couple of them are a little bit bigger. Yeah, it was cute. I think you got some good pictures of that one fawn, the real little fawn.
Yeah,
in the grass,
there's a little one that we noticed we were walking or driving back in, and I jumped out of the truck real quick and walked. I had the still camera, so I walked up within a respectable distance. I didn't want to get too close, and got some really good pictures of this.
Bedded down in the clover rye.
Yeah. So that was really cool. And we've seen a lot of deer. Took you for a tour of the place. Got get on the quads
that
one evening. Take a ride.
Burnt dinner a little bit. We left it on the stove.
Yeah.
But it was a beautiful quad ride. Yeah.
You did. You cooked. Your cooking was great, but that
probably shouldn't have left the chili on the stove during our tour.
No.
Oh well, lessons learned. It just tasted a little smoky.
Yeah, but it was still good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still good. Yeah, Red didn't get any of the smoked chili. So we still got some. We got a lot of extra left over.
Right here.
Yeah, we didn't starve. That's for sure. So
5 pounds of chili. Yeah.
We did. We didn't starve. Great scenery. Got to get out on the quads and do some riding around. But you two got to experience some fishing that I introduced you to that you've never done before.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I want you guys to talk about that a little bit and what that was like.
Well, neither of us. I mean, I've never really thought about going trout fishing before.
Me either.
Yeah.
And you're like, the ponds, we got to stock with trout.
Yeah.
So what did we do? We fed them first?
Yeah, first night we were here, I showed you what it was like. We threw some feed out, and the water started to boil from all the fish hitting
and jumping and crazy. It looked like there were 1,000 fish in there.
Yeah. Mara got excited.
Yeah.
So the next day, she's all wound up. She's like, let's try to catch one. What do you think we'll eat? What do you think we'll eat?
I brought my crappie jigs because I'm like, who knows? So I have this little Cabela's bag that I keep my crappie jigs in. So I just threw it in the boat. You know, I didn't know what else we'd get into up here. So tied on. I thought maybe a big, even a saw guy jig would work, but Cody said no, go real small. So we tied on real small, and man, we were catching trout left and right, rainbow and brown and
brookies.
Brookies. Okay,
trout,
there's three kinds of trout in that pond. Oh my gosh, we're catching bluegill, but they fight so hard. And they're so slippery. They just have that real slippery skin. They don't have scales. I'm having trouble holding on to them, and they're fighting. And we're loosening up our drag, and it was so fun. I mean, we can look out the window here and see that pond, 10 feet away from us or whatever, and that's just awesome that you can go out there and slam some trout. Especially I don't know. I've never caught fish like that. They fight so much different than bass when they're coming up, jumping out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
Really, and they're beautiful.
Powerful.
Yeah, they are.
And when they come out of the water, like 4 foot sometimes.
Right. Yeah.
And they have a lot spikier mouth than bass do. I tried to lip one. I was like, nope. They got some teeth in there. Yeah. I mean, not real sharp, but it wake you up. Yeah.
Well, it's obviously a lot easier catching them here than it is in the wild. You know?
Sure.
I've done just a little bit of it, and I'd like to take you guys on a trip and do that sometime.
Sure.
That's a challenge to catch one in the stream.
It's fun though.
Yeah, you got to experience some of that. You know, he was my guide.
Yeah, I picked the spot.
Yeah.
Nice.
He says, let's go fishing for trout, and we made a plan. And he's like, well, where are we going to go? And I said, we got some books that have different put-in spots. I think it's Trout Unlimited organization is put together, and you buy these guidebooks, and they take you to these different places where you put in the stream and start waiting. I said, here's the book. I said, figure it out. So yeah, he was the guide, and
Cool.
planned the whole trip. And
Almost got stuck, but
yeah, dang near got stuck.
Buy him the Jeep out.
It was a good time, and we'd like to get you on.
I'd like to do it
sometime.
naturally. I mean, catching them out of the farm pond is fun, but I would love to do it, naturally. It'd be really cool. And we might even see, my parents bought a lot, and they're building a house starting, like 2 weeks. They're building a house, and it's got about 1.5 acre to 2 acre pond on it. And we think it's spring fed, so I might look into stocking some trout in there.
Yeah, if it's cold water, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we
nice.
gotta do some research and figure out if it really is spring fed, but with the clarity and cooler temperature, we're pretty positive it is, and it's got no weeds or anything. So, yeah, we're gonna look into it. I think that'd be really fun. I don't know of any trout in Ohio. I mean, I'm sure we have them, but
yeah, we've got some, but
I've never seen them or caught
obviously
them.
not a destination for someone.
Right.
You know, most of our rivers, you go fishing them, you're fishing for smallmouth and rock bass.
Okay.
Or catfish or something like that.
Catfish,
So yeah, I'm going to look into that. I know there's a Jones Fish, which is a big hatchery. I've bought actually some albino catfish from them before and turned them loose in my pond. Yeah, about 5 or 6 years ago. I haven't fished for them yet. I hope they're still alive. I don't know. They should be getting kind of big now.
Albino catfish.
Yeah, albino channel catfish.
Wow.
So maybe this summer I'll have to throw a line in and try to get one so I can see how much they've grown. But anyways, back to fish camp.
It is just funny watching you guys go after. Actually, we did a live Periscope.
That's right.
I turned on Periscope and had a good, strong Wi-Fi signal here from camp, and we had a lot of people. We were on, I think, for 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. We had, over 300 people viewed it. They wanted to see what it was like for us crazy Northerners catching trout out of a pond, I guess. But
people were asking questions.
Yeah, it was good.
All sorts of stuff. Yeah,
awesome.
So
cool.
you guys caught your first trout.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had a little bit of schooling from Cody over in the Big Lake.
That's right.
Doing a little bait casting. And Red and myself both got behind the bait caster. And I'm not going to say I know how to use one, but I did catch a fish. I caught a fish.
Yes.
So I was able to use it. And the thing that impressed me is we got over there, and we've heard the stories about the lake. We've been told that there's big bass in there. And I know we've been stocking it for several years. And the guys here at camp, they're really not too many fishermen, so they don't get hammered. They don't get any pressure, and we turned the pro loose on them. Yeah,
it worked.
It worked. How many times you cast before you the first cast? You
caught one on the first cast.
You caught one on the first cast.
And was it the second or third? You caught your next?
Probably second or third.
Yeah.
They were. I think I caught a lot down there.
You did, yeah.
And that was a one little spot.
I was throwing a buzzbait, so I'm like, I was saying all day, I'm like, I want to get a top water on camera.
Right.
I want to see what it looks like if I want to blow up, with me doing it. And I'm winging a buzzbait, catching these fish, and then I chuck one way out. And he goes, bloop, 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 comes to the water, and all of a sudden I see a wake coming at it. Mm-hmm. I've seen enough fish, I'm like, that looks like a good one. And it just disappears. And I set the hook and it stops. When you set the hook and it stops and it kind of hurts your ribs,
you got something.
Good fish.
Right.
And that was a fun fight. It fought hard.
Yeah.
That was a big one.
4-pounder.
4-pounder.
What do you say? It was like 20 inches or?
Probably. It was a long one. It was a good fish.
Yeah.
Well, we laid it on the deck, stretched him out, and those deck boards are 6 inches. Mm-hmm. And he was over 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so he's about a 20-inch fish.
A good one.
What did that feel like to have that thing on?
Oh, I was excited. It was good.
Because you were catching pretty little ones there at the beginning, first couple casts, and then that one. Because we heard stories that they're in there, but
we never caught a real big fish the whole trip. We caught nice fish.
Caught nice fish, yeah.
But that was the kicker fish of the trip.
Absolutely. Definitely was.
Yep.
Put us over the top.
The top. That was a good one.
And Jay got to learn what kicker fish meant.
Yeah, he did. Everyone learned something.
Yeah.
All of us did. That's good.
Dan learned that the moon means it's getting dark.
Oh, that was funny.
That's right.
and that you got to be in the right grass.
That's right.
Right rocks.
And he learned that he had his own island.
Yeah. Dan, come over. Get back over here.
About that.
Yeah, we haven't talked about that. That's one thing.
We talked about this afternoon.
The afternoon.
Today's fishing.
The what?
We haven't even talked about today's fishing.
We talked a little bit about it while you were walking around. I hear you've got some prime real estate on Long Island.
No, I was given prime real estate.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
I was told that I must visit Red's Island.
Yeah.
I didn't know I had an island until I showed up here.
Well, I found that out first day.
Is that what you were told?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what
I see.
kids told me.
I was kind of told that Mara kind of named it in honor of me.
Yeah.
I really don't. Did I name it first?
I think so.
I just said we got to put him there, but I don't know. I don't know how it came about. I mean, it was this little island.
You put me on my own island.
Well, they got me some mean.
We did catch fish around my island. Though.
Yeah,
we did.
Yeah, took a 3-hour tour and left Gilligan on the island.
That's right, we did.
That's where we started the first day on Long Lake, and it was just a little tiny island. I'm like, look at that cute little island. Like, we got to put Red there.
Yeah, see? Put me on an island.
And we did, yeah. And it kind of became a running joke, yeah.
So, but no, it was...
what was it like riding in the big boat?
Fast. It was nice. When the boat is made for that and do that,
right.
It just adds to it.
Right.
Running that boat on Lake St. Clair would be interesting. Depending on what the chop would be.
Okay.
Because it could get choppy out there. And you start hitting those bigger waves.
That's like when we take it to Lake Erie.
Yes.
It beats you up.
It beats you up.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but no, that boat flies. So.
Good deal.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we were out there all day today, and it was a good day.
So you got a little bit of sun.
A little bit. You know what? I really didn't do too bad at all.
No, you got a little bit there on under your eyes and on your neck, yeah.
But had lunch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we did have a nice little lunch.
Had a shore lunch. Well, almost a shore lunch.
Well, it was a PB&J lunch.
You know what? Let's take our next break because there's a whole story behind that we got to talk about.
Absolutely.
So let's take our next break. We'll cover that when we come back. We'll be right back after this.
So what do you do when you've completely redefined the way bows are engineered? When you've reached the pinnacle and the band starts playing your victory song, you start a revolution out of thin air. Introducing the all-new PSE Carbon Air, engineered with true carbon technology to be the lightest high-performance bow in the world. Experience PSE. Experience performance.
Okay, let's talk odor control. What odors? These odors. Human, pets, gasoline, exhaust, smoke, food. Dead Downwind Field Spray, the only field spray that controls all these odors. Did we mention it's skin safe? Don't try that with other field sprays. How's that possible? Enzymes. But we don't want to talk about enzymes. We're talking odor control. At Dead Downwind, 99% of just one odor type isn't good enough. Get your odors under control with Dead Downwind. Guaranteed.
We know the future of hunting depends on our nation's youth. But did you know that in many states, it's illegal for you to take your son or daughter hunting until the age of 12 or even older? As a result, we have fewer young hunters, and the Families Afield program is designed to eliminate those barriers. Hunting is safe, and the safest hunters afield are young people with adult mentors. Visit our website at familiesafield.org to find out how you can bring more families afield.
All right, back to the third segment of the show. You know, we kind of packed sandwiches that first day.
Pre-made.
Yeah,
in
so
baggies.
took them with us. And then the next day we had lunch here at the lodge. But kind of come up with a plan. We'd take all the food with us and make it on shore. If we could find a place to kind of shore up. Cody picked a spot. And
It was a nice shady spot.
It was.
Yeah, it was underneath the big willow tree because there was no shade on that lake.
Yeah, there really wasn't at that time. We were hunting for shade.
Yeah, we went back in this real shallow cove. What was it, like 2 feet deep?
It was shallow.
Yeah, really shallow. And there were big smallmouth swimming around there when we were cruising down there. But yeah, we found this big willow tree and kind of just got under it and anchored up and sat down. Mike and Dan here almost took a nap, but
yeah, that's what I like about my boat. It's got those big wide bench seats, and I can just lay down and my legs fit right straight across. It works really good. Put a
well, you know
life
what? It
jacket
also
under your
felt
head.
good because it took the pressure off your back. Because we're always sitting.
Yeah.
We're standing.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, ooh, that does feel good.
Yeah. Kick
You
back
know.
and
Yeah.
next thing I know, a sandwich is being handed to me and a bottle of water, and I'm like, yeah, that's right on, man. This is good.
yeah, we had some PBJs made right there on the boat, so they were fresh and fluffy, and we had some Pop-Tarts, protein bars,
Yeah.
water.
Good
I think we
shore
had some
lunch.
pop.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. You know, and you know, we had a few minutes. You know, just downtime, and
she got bored.
Mara got bored.
Well, okay, I started seeing a bunch of little bait fish minnows.
You were
swimming
feeding
around.
them.
Okay, yeah, I didn't want some of the crust.
I
on my
felt I was at the
PBJ.
zoo. All I need is that little machine. You pay 25 cents, give you some feed.
I mean, there were like 100 of them, and I was like, oh, they look hungry. So I started flicking in some.
They looked hungry.
Some crumbs
Yeah.
in my peanut butter and jelly, and they were swarming.
What does a hungry minnow look like?
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to ask that.
Well, they came up to the boat. They wanted some too.
Their little mouths going, feed me, feed me.
Thank you, may I have another crumb, please?
Had a nice little school of them around us. Really, they were like on all sides of us. And I was like, oh, and Cody said, I almost brought your butterfly net because he bought me this butterfly net. That was on our fishing trip in West Virginia. That's for another
Well,
show.
you'll have to watch our video because
Yeah.
you did explain that.
Yeah.
We did a video
Yeah.
segment of what that was all about.
So yeah, long story short, I got talked into making a minnow trap that wasn't really a minnow trap.
Well, it is though.
It kind of was. It's a redneck minnow trap.
It is. You really could use it if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
It's just if you ever seen the big ones, it's just a small model of that.
So she's cutting up a water bottle, making a minnow trap, and
Yeah, put some bait in it. And
put it down in the water.
They swam in it, but they didn't get stuck. They didn't swim all the way, and then I got the big bass net out and tried to catch them in the bass net. I
Yeah.
actually had a couple in there, but then they fell through the holes. But oh well, it was fun. It was just goofing off.
And that's the whole part of fish camp. You know,
Mhm.
we're out on the water doing that under some willow tree you found.
Right.
You know, cutting it up and having a good time and getting out of the sun instead of baking all day.
Right.
So
It was a nice break. It was much
Yeah.
needed. Yeah, because there was no breeze. So
Plus,
it was,
us redheads were kind of
Right, we needed a little break.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just kind of brutal out there with no breeze and 90 degrees today, and that sun reflecting off that water.
I got in the water. That felt good.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, you got
swim
it.
during lunch break. Yeah.
Just waiting around.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the thing. And when I got out there today, and you know, we got out there and we got at lunch and just talking.
Yeah. Catching up on stuff and
You know,
shooting the breeze
and that was, you know, and that's something nice that we could do today also, while we were in two boats.
Mhm.
We could actually talk back and forth. You know, like when you're hunting, you
Right.
know, shh,
Right.
But we were just, hey, what are you using? You know, just talking back and forth and you know, ragging on each other.
It kind of reminded me of waterfowl hunting. You know, it's a social event. You don't have to sit there, like you said, and be quiet.
Right.
You can, you know, converse back and forth and carry on conversation and, you know, make fun of each other a little bit here and there and have
you know,
some fun.
exactly. You know, in between waiting for flights of whatever you're hunting. And
Yeah.
it's like, just like today, you know, Cody was kind of leading the way with his boat and we were following along and it was just one of those things. But you could talk about it.
Yeah.
Oh, here comes here. Oh, the rock is over here or
Yep.
whatnot. Or here's a big school coming at you. And,
Yep.
You know, whereas if you're out deer hunting, hey, there's a doe.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen.
There was a doe.
Yeah. So, but no, that was a great lunch.
It was a good time. I can't wait till we do it again. You know, whether it be in Ohio or up here or some other state. You know, it was a good time.
We'll get back at it.
It was a really good time.
I'd like to get you guys to Lake Erie.
Mm-hmm.
Lake Erie's known for the size, and we catch some absolute giants out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Big fish. It's beats you up.
Yeah.
You will be
tough.
sore.
Yeah.
Yep,
But
you will be
you catch some
tired,
fish.
but it's worth it.
I'm tired now. You know, and that's the thing. We came back in for dinner tonight. Another great dinner, Mara. Thanks.
Not a
we
problem.
we had deer meat and baked potatoes and green beans. There's a story behind green beans I almost forgot about.
You could almost do a mini cast of
of all the behind the scenes stuff. Yeah. So we'll save that for another time. But I almost fell asleep
at the table.
At the table, yeah. I was wiped, from the sun. It was, and we got done, and Jake took off in the paddle boat and went down to the other end of the big lake here, and he was out there swimming. It's just, you need those things to kind of recharge your batteries a little bit. I mean, it was a long day.
Well, that and the fresh air, and it was a long day, but it was a fun day. Better than being at work, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's what I kept saying. I'm not at work today. I'm not at work. Everything's good.
Right.
Life is good. So,
Yep.
I put a picture on Facebook, that fish that I caught, that largemouth, living the dream. Yeah, I mean, because that's what it is. It's what we live for. It's what we love to do. And you get that opportunity to get out and you do something, you learn something new. It's awesome. I got to hang out with Jake for 4 days, in the outdoors. I mean, how long has it been since in probably deer season?
Even with deer season, it's only like 3 days.
Yeah, 2 or 3 days, and we'd have to rush back home. It's on a weekend, but yeah, it was really nice to be able to spend time and just wind down. So
recharge the batteries.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was nice for Cody and I too to have a weekend off of work. We're used to working every weekend at Cabela's, 9-hour shifts or whatever. So we don't get weekends off very often. And if we do, we're fishing a tournament, which is awesome, doing stuff in the great outdoors, but it's not nearly as relaxed as what we were doing up here. I mean,
the pressure wasn't on.
Exactly. Yeah.
The pressure was on. You better get us some fish.
Different type of pressure.
Okay. Right. So I tell you what, let's take our last break. We'll come back. We'll wrap things up for our trip, and we'll kick things off, as we say.
There you go.
We'll leave you hanging on that note here for this break. We'll be right back after this.
The 2015 Dream Season Decree is a deadly combination of speed and precision. It's built for the moments when time stands still. When the only thing that will break the silence is an arrow slicing a clean path to the kill zone. The bow of your dreams is a nightmare for big game. This is PSE's Decree. Experience PSE. Experience performance.
Let's talk laundry. What about laundry? How about the only 3D broad spectrum scent control detergent available? Dead Down Wind's enzyme-based laundry detergent. Carbon cleans that. Natural and technical garments cleans that. Did we mention it can help your garments last longer? Forget about that with other chemical detergents. How's that possible? Enzymes. Even removes the toughest stains like blood. Broad spectrum odor elimination. Removes the toughest stains. Helps extend the life of garments. Never causes fading. Want that? Get this. Dead Down Wind's laundry detergent. Guaranteed.
We know the future of hunting depends on our nation's youth. But did you know that in many states, it's illegal for you to take your son or daughter hunting until the age of 12 or even older? As a result, we have fewer young hunters, and the Families Afield program is designed to eliminate those barriers. Hunting is safe, and the safest hunters afield are young people with adult mentors. Visit our website at familiesafield.org to find out how you can bring more families afield.
Welcome back. Last segment of the show, wrapping up. We need to come up with a name for this if we're going to do this.
What, fish camp?
Yeah, I mean, you got to come up with something better. Fish camp.
That doesn't sound very good.
Yeah, We'll think about
what
it.
we're
What are
doing.
you doing? Cooking fish over a campfire?
Fish.
We didn't cook no fish over no
That's what
campfire.
it
Yeah.
sounds like.
We didn't have a campfire.
We didn't even have a
No,
campfire.
it's a little warm, Cody. It was 90 degrees the last 2 days. We're all burnt, you know. You know, but I don't know. We call it burnt chili camp or something like that, maybe. Or I don't know.
Green bean chili camp.
Green bean chili camp or rising moon camp. You know,
Dark grass camp.
dark grass camp. We got a lot
Big
of things.
rock camp.
Yeah, Red's Island
Red's
camp.
Island camp. There you go.
So
Goop.
goofy goop. Yeah. God, you know, is this? You know, we were in a break between the first and second segment, and you said something, Cody. It's like, God, we talked almost 2 hours about it. There's a lot of stuff for 4 days. I mean, we've hit it hard.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff's happened.
You know, and if we could probably sit here and think about it a little bit and find out more stuff.
Oh yeah. There's things that we're definitely, you know, little things that we haven't thought about. So.
You know, and it's the little things too. Like you mentioned it last night driving back, that we came around that one field that we were driving down the highway, and it got a little bit cooler moisture in there. It had that smell.
Yeah, you get like the hay smell. It reminded me of being down home, down at my family farm, where my granddad had his farm at. You know, there's certain smells and certain things that will trigger a memory. You know, or like we were listening to the radio today. You and I on the way up to the lake, we were listening to Luke Bryan's new song, and you know, it's just those things.
Oh yeah.
When you hear a certain lyric of a song and it brings back a memory of a hunting trip or a fishing trip or whatever, you know, and it was really cool.
It was.
Way to unwind.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but now that we're unwound, I think we need to wind something up.
Yeah, I think we do.
So, you know, Cody, I'm going to hand this off to you. You've got something you want to announce, and take it away, man.
The big announcement is the starting of Team Kickerfish. It's the fishing side of Up North Journal. We'll be doing all kinds of fishing, making videos. It's going to be a blast. And this was a great start to it.
Great way to kick off Team Kickerfish.
That's right.
You couldn't ask for a better trip. Anywhere in the world, you couldn't have a better trip than this. It was good. We had fun. We're excited. Mara and I's we still got a lot of fishing season left.
Yeah,
absolutely.
A lot of tournaments to fish.
A lot of cold weather that can make me want to go to Florida.
Yeah. That'll come in
There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know Up North Journal is going to have a fishing side to it, and
Cody's going to run it.
Cody's going to run it, and we're going to let him
do his thing.
Cast away.
There we go. With some severe guidance from the masters.
I don't know about that. You might have to look a little further between us two. We might get you in some trouble.
But no, that stay tuned for more on that. But we wanted to get Cody and let him announce that. And
is there a place where they can go see things for this?
Yes, they will look to start on our Facebook page, Team Kickerfish. We're working on that. We'll have that out and up and running.
We're using the hashtag now. Hashtag TKF.
Yep.
Make sure you get the initials right.
Get them right. But yeah, no, stay tuned for more. We'll be sending out some more stuff through the Up North Journal, and then we'll be sending people over to the page, and stay tuned for more announcements coming from there.
Yeah, we'll get some videos rolling out. We got some incredible footage up here.
You know, that's something we hadn't really talked a lot about in last week's episode and this one is the things that we watched our footage from the first day.
And that's it. I haven't watched any since the first day.
It was incredible.
It was.
You know, there's a lot of cool stuff. I mean, I can't wait till we kick some of this stuff out. It's and Red hasn't seen it yet.
I haven't seen any of it. Nope, I have not seen any of it.
You know, we were running, our high def cams. We were running 2 GoPros.
We had the GoPros underwater.
Yeah.
We haven't seen any of the GoPro footage
yet.
Yeah.
We even put one on Cody, made him run around with it, you know.
One on Cody, one on Mara.
Yeah, and I got the DSLR out, and I was not only taking photographs, but I was shooting video with that as well, and some of that stuff turned out just awesome.
Yeah,
So
those DSLRs are nice.
There's going to be a lot of good stuff coming.
Absolutely.
I can't wait to see
and
it.
Cody's going to be leading the way.
That's right, leading the charge.
That's right. I'm excited.
So, you know, it's kind of something you've been dreaming about, and you know, it's coming to reality. So
yeah, been working at it a long time. Dad started me 6 years old, I fished my first bass tournament. We've been fishing ever since. He's a great guy. He's helped me out the whole way. And I'm starting to learn how to do it a little bit.
I would say so. You definitely took care of us this week, and I can't say thank you enough.
You better be learning how to do it since your dad won the tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He won the big championship, Kentucky Lake. That was pretty amazing by himself.
Yeah, and those a 2-man team normally, right?
Yeah.
Yep, and he was on there by himself.
That's awesome.
So
He kicked butt. Yeah, this is going to be fun. We'll do a lot of fun stuff with it.
that's cool. Can't wait to see it.
And we appreciate you guys having us up
Yeah,
here.
this has been awesome.
Wouldn't have it any other way, man. It's been great. Jake, you have fun?
Had a blast.
You ready to do it again?
Like I said, in a heartbeat.
Danny, any last words?
What's the next season we got coming?
Early goose season, I do believe.
Yeah, you're right there.
And 3D archery tournaments between then. A couple Cabela's events coming up.
Archery Classic.
Bow Fest at Jim Beasley's, Spot Shooter Archery.
Bow Fest, yep.
And
Cody and I have to get in gear and start scouting for deer, and we need to hang some trail cameras and start moving some tree stands around. That'll be here before we know it.
Yeah, I might have a couple of days off. I'm on an extended vacation, but I think towards the end of it, I might come back up here for a day or two and check trail cams.
Cool.
Our camp manager who lives here on the property had some friends over tonight. They went out driving around, actually saw a bear on the property. That's cool.
That's exciting. Yeah.
We've seen them on trail cam, but now they were out driving around, and he was showing his friends around, and they saw a black bear. So very cool.
Yep, exactly.
So that's all I got.
I think that's 2 episodes of
yeah,
fishing
fun.
Fishing fun and having a good time.
All right. I tell you what, we're going to wrap it up, and that'll do it for this episode. You guys take care, and we'll see you next week. This episode was brought to you by PSE Archery,
Black Eagle Arrows,
Cabela's,
Antler Action,
Spot Shooter Archery,
Tom's Custom Turkey Calls,
Family Traditions Tree Stands,
Badass Slingshots,
and Mossy Oak.
Thanks for listening, and join us again here next week. Until then, remember, as we always like to say, if you're out on the water or in the woods, shoot straight and be safe. Until next week on the Up North Journal.